Get off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Spreaker, Streak it everywhere. You name it, I'm there. Why? Because I want to balance out all of the bad news that you get readily through MS, meaningless scrolling, all the news, fake news, social news, you name it. Usually when it bleeds, it leads. And that is why I decided 643 weeks ago that I would not talk about whatever is going on right now, because there's plenty of places for you to tune in for that. And if you are tired of waking up and listening to things that end up making you say, what's wrong with people? Or what is going on with this world? Those are kinds of questions that most news will give you rise to. Instead, I want you to focus on what's good in your life. What makes you happy? Because frankly, my dear, there's not enough happy people in the world, and it can start with you. So that's what this show's about. So happy that you're here. Got an affirmation there from the horn. And I absolutely love the fact that the people who said this show wouldn't last a year, or it would last just a year, were not correct. And 12.68 years later, I'm still here, and I'm so glad that you're here with me. If you are driving right now, tuned in to AM 1050, FM 106.5, please don't chat, but I see eyeballs rolling in the studio. Welcome. If you go to my YouTube TV channel, free subscribe, you will get an alert every weekday morning that I'm on, and you can talk with me and chat with me and ask questions, and certainly enjoy my co-hosts and my guests. Today is Monday, which is Mental Health Matters Mondays. It's a series that I started not that long ago, certainly not 643 weeks ago, but I thought Monday would be a good day to start your week, maybe in a different way. And the topic today is work-life balance. No, that is not an oxymoron. It is going to be a challenge talking about it on Monday, certainly, but it is absolutely achievable. I give talks on this. I get to work with companies on this because more and more people are simply tired of being tired at work, both from the management standpoint and certainly from the employee standpoint. You spend more time at work than you do anywhere else. Why is it that you are stressed beyond? Burnout is a big term. The newest term is dead people walking. No, that's my term. It's called quiet quitting. For those of you who are in organizations where people are just, where's my paycheck? I really, I live for my weekends. I hate the people, or I like the people, but I hate the work, or I hate my clients. There's just a lot of hate going on. So we're going to talk about that today, as well as something you can do personally, and that is the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. I've been running that since July 1st, 2011. We used to do it every month, and then I got tired of cheerleading for you, so I gave it to you to do. you can get that on my website. But we'll talk about all that and more here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, the station that leaves no listener behind. We'll be right back in 2 and 2 to take care of news and traffic. Peace in, peace out.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. It's time for breakfast with Dr. Marissa. This is a good life habit, a hashtag Blisscipline that I start every show with. And the top of the button is gratitudes. What are you grateful for outside of yourself? So it could be what happened on the weekend. It could be what happened this last week or what's going to happen today. I want you to anchor your day or start your day in the most positive way by appreciating what's going on outside. And then the bottom of the button is appreciating what's going on about you, which is working that muscle. A lot of us don't like ourselves. You know, we try to look good on the outside, but inside we've got this voice telling us we're not all that. We're not all as good as people say. And that inner critic really can drive your life car over a cliff. So we do this exercise in the morning as a model for you to do it at night before you go to bed. All right. So that's breakfast. Let's take a bite of my gratitude sandwich. The first top of the bun. I am grateful that it has been 643 consecutive weeks that I've been doing this show. To start the day, no matter who is watching and who is not, and forcing myself to practice what I teach. That's why the show's called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Is a blessing, and I'm grateful that I have this platform. I am grateful for all the people at KCAA, NBC News Radio, who support me, both in Texas, my boss, Fred Lundgren, his wonderful wife, his son, Mike, all the guys in the studio. So far, no female energy in the studio. Host, yes, but producers, yes, but not necessarily there. But it's a great collection of guys. Mark Westwood, my station manager, who just came back. He got to go to the Democratic convention. He was very excited. He texted. And so thanks to him, thanks to all of my fabulous behind the scenes guys, Joe, and you know, I have great memory, but horrible recall. I'll just say all the guys at KCAA I am grateful for. I'm grateful that my bonus dad is doing better in the hospital. Some of you know, it was just like 10 days ago. He had a stroke, and my sister called in the morning, and it was a tough time, you know, watching someone you love go through. He's 94, and we certainly don't want anyone to go before their time, or even when it's their time. But if you missed my Mental Health Matters Mondays last week, and we talked about death, I revised the title of my treatise. It's not Death, the Final Frontier. It's Death, Not the Final Frontier. So if you missed that, go to my YouTube free subscribe TV channel, and you can listen to that after the show. All right. What else am I grateful for? I'm grateful that my kids are coming to celebrate my birthday. I know it was earlier in August, but I celebrate the whole month. Coming down from San Francisco this weekend to celebrate that with me. And I am grateful for, I'm grateful that I have my eyesight. I can't even imagine what life would be like. But I know that people who don't have sight are incredible in the way that I met a woman that I haven't seen for about a year, and she is beautiful, and she has a disability of sight, but that doesn't keep her from really enjoying her life and continuing to grow and expand. And so I'm going to give a little peace in, peace out to Portia, and how wonderful it was to see you yesterday. I am grateful finally for getting to, let's see, I'm going to the IVAC conference. Those of you who are into mental health as a professional or looking for mental health activities that is focused on by this group. You heard him last week on my show, Dr. Bob Geffner. He's the founder of VIVAT, Institute for Violence, Abuse, and Trauma. And it's a fabulous organization, not just because I've keynoted there twice, but because they continue to bring the latest and the greatest on how to live and thrive with abuse, trauma, and violence. And y'all know that's like right up my alley. By the way, it is Monday, so you get a free Asian Oprah giveaway today, because I do that on Mondays, an audiobook copy of my #1 best-selling book on Amazon and national bestseller, 8 Ways to Happiness. If you would like a free audiobook copy of this book, just go to drmarissa.life, and on the subject line, or anybody that does it in this hour, I'll know, is claiming their free Asian Oprah giveaway. So go ahead and get that, because I want everyone to claim their birthright to be happy 88% of the time. All right, that is the top of the bun, which is what are you grateful for on the outside of you? Let's go to the bottom of the bun, which is what do you like about yourself? And I don't know about you, I was taught early, don't toot your own horn, don't talk too much. Obviously, I disappointed my parents. Don't think you're all that. Don't toot, all of that. And the downside of that, I know it's part of cultures, but the downside of that is you don't develop a strong sense of self-worth. I meet people all the time who say, I have low self-esteem and I, don't feel good about myself. I don't feel worthy. I don't feel good enough. And honey, that's a BS belief system that will keep you unhappy. It will keep you on that hamster wheel. You won't have work-life balance. You won't have any life balance, period. So that is why we do the bottom of the bun. I want you to begin to claim, know who you are, know how fabulous you are. All 8 billion of us are one of a kind, wonderful, no throwbacks in the bunch, no do-overs, no makeovers. We are perfect, whole, and complete as we are. We're not perfect. I'm 88% fabulous, and 12% of the time I step in it. But to claim that you are good enough and you are worthy is something that is tantamount to good mental health. And shout out, I see some eyeballs, I'm sure. Those that I connected with, either reconnected with or met for the first time at the Abraham Hicks workshop up in the Sheraton at San Gabriel over the weekend. Glad that you're here. Glad that you're spending your morning with me. We're having breakfast and we're talking about affirming and muscling ourselves into self-care, self-soothing, and the foundation of mental health, self-worth. So I appreciate that I have the ability to be creative. I'm a creative being. I get a lot of compliments on what I'm wearing, and that's because I don't choose my clothes for you, but I choose my clothes to express my creative gene. Sometimes genes, rarely genes, but creative juices. How's that? And I appreciate my ability to do that. I appreciate my ability to sing. And Esther and Abraham were talking on the weekend about going to the bathroom and hearing someone just sing at the top of their lungs, and how delightful that was. And so on the break, I did the same thing. And it is, that's one of the things we're going to talk about today. Why is it so challenging sometimes to just really enjoy our lives? And welcome to the eyeballs rolling in. This is Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. Today's topic is work-life balance. And we're just getting finished with breakfast, which is taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. So the bottom of the bun, these are things that I want you to do before you go to bed, by the way. But I'm going to model them for you now. And another thing that I like about myself is my ability to find humor in almost every situation, especially if you're weird looking. No, I'm just kidding. I love to laugh, and laughter is my favorite sound in life. So I will laugh and laugh often, which is Ralph Waldo Emerson's definition of success. So I love to do that. And so that's something that I like about myself. So I hope I've modeled enough for you to understand that before you go to bed, as you're falling asleep, I want you to replace the critical feelings of, I didn't finish this, or what was I thinking, or I shouldn't have done that, with, I like myself, I appreciate this about myself, instead of, I can't believe they did that to me. Take the focus back onto yourself and all the good things about yourself. And I guarantee that if you fall asleep like that, you will have a much easier time falling asleep than criticizing yourself or doing this business here, MS, meaningless scrolling. The other thing too is you'll sleep longer, and you certainly won't have any side effects that you get when you take something to help you sleep. Capiche? All right. That was breakfast. Taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. Thanks for having breakfast with me. And now we are going to go into the topic, which is work-life balance, or what is keeping you from enjoying your life. And I see eyeballs, so I would love to participate with you. If you're driving and listening to the AM 1050 FM 106.5 station, please don't type or chat, but there is that option. I'm also streaming on LinkedIn, Facebook, and my Show Central YouTube TV channel. All right. So I did get messages. I had a couple of people who wanted to be here, but they got called away. But they did want to chime in and ask, why is it so difficult to enjoy your life? And they said, because I have so many responsibilities. I cannot have fun because I am taking care of aging parents. I'm taking care of kids. I'm taking care of bosses or coworkers or employees or all the work that I have to do. I am taking care of my partner, my insignificant other. No, I'm just kidding. My partner, my significant other. I have so many responsibilities I cannot enjoy. I can't get a minute to myself. How is it even possible to actually have fun or enjoy my life? And I know that this person, she did not want to be identified, but I could name her 1,000 names, because I hear this all the time as a business psychologist going into organizations where, management wants you to do more with less. We've got all these kinds of external pressures from competition, from catching up from COVID, from uncertainty in the political environment, uncertainty in the global market uncertainty in your field. I mean, it's just like, I know if you were happy a minute ago, you're probably not now, but there is a solution. You know, my show is all about solution. And that's what we're going to cover today. So keep it here. We'll be right back. We're going to hear a word from our sponsor and the traffic here on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa. We'll be right back in and peace out.
Welcome to Balanced Tai Chi Gong. My name is Dr. Marissa Pei. For the next 28 minutes, we will be slow dancing with the universe in a moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time. Just follow the sound of my voice and move with me as I guide you through this ancient wisdom through New Thought practice. As a corporate psychologist, I created this practice in response to my life and those of my clients. We were professional, high achievement-oriented, multitasking control freaks and exhausted. No matter how many successes, it was never enough. That, coupled with a painful life experience, led me on a quest to find another way to live and back to my Chinese roots. If you practice regularly, I can promise you that it will impact all health vortexes. Body, mind, spirit, soul. You will be in a place of balance and inner peace the way we were created. 谢谢.
Be my partner, dance with me, just hold on.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, and broadcasting everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course my YouTube TV channel, which houses all 1,215 podcast shows, but who's counting, in 643 consecutive weeks. I am Dr. Marissa. I am here as your advocate for happy life. And today is rainy days and Mondays always get me up. Hashtag UP, hashtag unlimited possibilities. That's what I'm about. That's what my message is. And I practice 88% of the time. That's why it's called Take My Advice. I'm not using it, but I am using it today to encourage you to have some work-life balance. That's the topic. And before the break, I gave you the challenge and the situation that explains pretty much almost everybody that I encounter. That as a business psychologist, I have a PhD in organizational psychology. I do not do clinical therapy. I do happiness coaching, law of attraction coaching. I have found that worked for me to get me to start focusing on my own happiness. So let's go to I'll call her Rachel. Rachel gave me the scenario. She'd love to enjoy life. She wants to enjoy life. But frankly, my dear, I don't have the time. Every day, every morning, it starts, I wake up and I have to do all these things to get my kids ready, to get my partner ready, to get me ready, dropping people off, go to work, putting out fires at work, dealing with difficult people, sometimes your boss or your coworkers or your clients. And then, you get calls about your your parents or people in your life that are physically challenged, and then you reverse order, pick everybody up, get them home, have to prepare something for nourishment, make sure they do their homework, and you fall, you don't have time to read if you like to read. You don't have time to whatever it is that you love to do, because you're just barely have enough energy to just floss and do the things that you need to do to take care of your own personal hygiene, let alone do anything that is fun. And then you fall asleep or not, and you wake up and it just happens again. So if that describes you and you're looking for ways to enjoy your life, then this is the episode for you. So the first thing that I advise or recommend or cajole or introduce to those clients who ask me for help is to stop, first of all, and recalibrate for why we're here on the planet. Now, this is for some, this is something that, work-life balance usually, I need to be better at time management, or I need to get a new job that isn't so demanding, or I need to get a new family that isn't so demanding, but you can't. And when I first started doing talks as a motivational speaker about work-life balance, I remember years ago, one of my first gigs was with Wells Fargo, and I met a wonderful EVP. His name is Tim Hanlon, and it was a big conference for the giving side, philanthropy side of Wells Fargo, and I got to get on stage with Mark Shriver, Maria Shriver's brother, who was the president, or maybe still is, this was a long time ago, of Save the Children. It was a children's organization, and with James T. Kirk, Captain Kirk, who is an amazing guy, particularly now. I don't know if you've watched his newest As Bill... I was going to say As Bill Sees It, but in a different movie. But if you just use my assistant Google and say Captain Kirk and the movie that he just came out with not too long ago, I got to meet him again at the Newport Beach Film Festival, which is coming up. And I will be giving a pair of tickets away to the Pacific Showcase. So stay tuned, keep it here. But I digress. I was on stage with him and with William Shatner, Maria Shriver, Mark Shriver, and myself. And I did a talk on work-life balance. And I remember going up and I said, we're here to talk about work-life balance. And the bottom line is there is none. And then I went and sat down. That was for a laugh, obviously. And I got back up because really, that is putting the moose on the table, my Canadian version of talking about the elephants in the room. There really is no work-life balance, because at work, they want you to do all work, and at home, they want you to do all home. So if you are waiting for your employer to say, oh, we love the fact that you have to take care of your aging parents, and we love the fact that you have sick kids, and we love the fact, and please take care of all of that, and it doesn't really matter when you come in, and it really doesn't matter if you do your job, and we don't have a bottom line. That's never going to happen, and you're never going to have also your kids or your parents or whoever needs you say, why don't you take some time for yourself? Why don't you have a little more balance and, take time to enjoy your life? You're not going to have that. So the number one question that it is the bottom line, if you want work-life balance, is to really ask yourself, why am I here on the planet? Like, what is the purpose of living? Is it to satisfy and to be of service all the time, whether it's service to your company or if it's volunteer work or if it's your family? Why am I here on the planet? And for most of us who grew up, especially in America, American dream, you're taught in school, Cinderella, all of those teachers say we're here to excel, achieve, get notoriety, have a lot of money for material things. What do the Joneses have? All of that, live in a nice house, have a nice car, go on vacations, have a lot of material wealth. And that is why we're here on the planet. Just think about that for a second. It's like, no. That is kind of what we're taught. And Cinderella, to meet your Prince Charming or Princess Charming and get married, have children, raise them right? And so that you can leave them things that they fight over and they can take care of you when you're, in old health as you're aging before you die. Am I right? Think about it. If you're raised in other countries where that's a little different, where you are there to serve your country, or you're there to serve your parents, or you're there to take your parents in when they're aging, because that's the expectation. But it's really about doing something that you think is going to make you happy by that definition. I would like to suggest, and you'll know that I'm a student of both Abraham Hicks and Agape, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, my big brother, Design for Living. Until I entertained and began to see that I'm here on the planet, frankly, to enjoy life. Now, I know that's going to sit with some people as hedonistic or selfish or self-centered, and we're taught that that is not okay. You're not here for your own pleasure. You're here to help others. I'll just put that moose on the table. And if that means you're exhausted, and if that means that you don't get to satisfy your desires, then so be it. Because you're not here on earth to really have fun or enjoy yourself. You do that. You're here to do good work so that when you die, you go to a place where you can enjoy. And this is my opinion, but those belief systems will keep you in that cycle that I talked about earlier. Alarm goes off, hit snooze. Alarm goes off, hit snooze. Alarm goes off, now I'm late. Getting ready, getting everybody ready, getting stuck in traffic, getting everybody stuck in traffic. Then repeat the day, answering phones, solving problems, and, exhausted, no time to eat, no time for lunch, unhealthy eating habits, go back to traffic, go home exhausted, forget to floss. Again, snooze. And then you go, oh my gosh, is there Halloween decorations in the store already? Is it Christmas already? And you can just run through 5, 10, 15 years of your life unconscious that you are operating under this BS belief system that this is what you're supposed to be doing for your life. And frankly, my dear, it is BS. It's a belief system that has to be busted. And that's what we're doing today. If you're not enjoying your life, if you're stuck, you feel that you have to do the things that you do because you're responsible, then you're in the right place. So the first thing is, why are we here on the planet? We're here on the planet, and this is a multiple thing. I believe we're here on the planet to feel joy, to feel love. We come from love. We go back into love. We're here to create, because creativity is not just for artists. Creativity is for everyone. To innovate, to express, to expand, to grow, to learn, to laugh, to have fun, to sing out loud, to learn new things. That's why we're here on the planet. Now, does that mean I, leave my family, go find myself? There was a time and place where that was happening. And I think that is so typical of Americans. I'm an American. I chose to be American. Canadians are the same way. We're an all or nothing kind of thought. A lot of us are high J's, Newtonian thinkers. Thank you for that finger. I got this finger, not the other one. But that's who we are. We are, we think that if we don't want to sacrifice our lives and help everybody, we got to go to the other extreme and leave everything and say, hasta la vista, baby, I'm going to find myself. That's such BS. That's not what I'm talking about. That's why I'm all about balance. And what is balance? Balance is you do the things that you're supposed to do, but is it possible to find some joy and remember the joy and why we are doing what we're doing? That's one. And two, as I said, you're not going to get the approval or the permission from work or home to enjoy yourself. So it is up to you to make that choice. And again, not all or nothing, but to eke out some times where you can do things for yourself, when you can enjoy, because the asking that goes on at work, that's what is driving the machine called organizations, productivity, efficiency. That's what they're doing. That's what they're supposed to do. There's no company out there going, hey, let's just not make money. An organization has to make money to be alive. And they're going to, especially if you are a great performer, they're going to want you to stay around and do what you do and do it well and train other people to do it well. That's what they do. Your kids are going to want to spend time with you. Your parents are your friends. That's what they do. That is what they do. They're supposed to ask you for that. Whether you say yes, to the point where you have nothing left, that's up to you. All right. So, two-prong approach here. One is, can you have fun? A little more fun. Reframe what you're doing right now, and you see it as, I hate this. I hate doing laundry. I hate cleaning. I hate cooking. I hate this. I hate giving my kids a bath. I hate doing my homework with them. I hate trying to meet the goals and objectives at work. I hate my coworkers. I guarantee you, if you're down that hate trail, you will never enjoy your life. You cannot have joy and hate at the same time. Not possible. So this is about changing your employer? Nope. This is about changing your family? Nope. This is about, guess what? Stephen Covey, circle of concern, circle of influence. The only one that can really influence change in your world is, the buck stops right over here. So the first thing is to stop hating. Now, it's not easy to stop a habit that you've been doing for how many years? And people go, I want to stop doing that. I hate when I do that. And it's like, well, guess what? How long have you been doing it? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Well, I'm sorry. The best case scenarios I've seen, it takes 20% of the time it got this way to change. And it takes a concerted effort. It is not a switch on a light bulb. It is one of these things. I hate it too. Don't worry. But it's a cycle upwards. You are going up, but it's not this. So the first thing you do is you sit down and you remember why you're here on the planet. So I would like you to choose to think that you're here on the planet to have joy. Let's just start there. Fun sometimes triggers people because it sounds too selfish, hedonistic pleasure. Let's just go with joy. Can't argue with joy. Can't argue with love. Can't argue with peace. Okay? So if I say that my job, my reason to be on earth is to have joy, peace, and love on earth here. I know I'm going to have it there. I came from love. It really doesn't matter if I was in a past life regression or whatever. I'm here now. This is the most important thing. And I can choose right now to say, my BS is I'm here to be a good person so that I can have heaven when I die. That's your choice. Then your whole life here is going to be spent, oh, am I doing good? Am I doing good? Am I doing it? And who's judging? My parents or my boss. And it's a horrible existence if you're constantly looking to other people to tell you whether you're doing a good job or not, whether you're a good person or not. Because depending on the mood they're in or how they define what you are as good, you're in trouble. So can you anchor yourself and say, am I doing good? Am I, doing the best that I can with the time that I have and the resources I have? I have that on a Post-it that I read before I go to bed or before I leave a client. If you're, wherever you are, have I done the best that I can with the time that I have and the resources I have? And most of the time, I'm going to be able to say yes. Some of the times I step in it. I'm not perfect. So if I am curt with someone that I didn't mean to be curt with, I can say, sorry, Kurt, I was in my 12%. But most of the time. And that also means you're going to have to disappoint some people, which is why I went through that whole rampage of they're not bad people. Your bosses are not bad people if they want you to perform up to it, what they want you to perform. That's their prerogative. And of course they're going to act that because they're a business. So don't get mad at people who are asking you to do your very best and sometimes asking you to do more with less. But you're also, if you're a great performer, you can make sure that you're in an organization that doesn't have a lot of unhappiness making things. Power, politics, miscommunication, conflict, sabotage, favoritism, all of those things that I get to work in companies to try to reduce, because you don't want a company that has that as a culture, right? If you love yourself and you want to spend more time at work than you do anywhere else, yeah, you want a company that values diversity, that is fair, that does respect, that does, you have that also right to ask for that. So if you're in a company that you think is taking advantage of you, it's up to you, boo, to reevaluate. Do you have your resume together? Are you looking around? I mean, one of the great things about the pandemic, I know this is horrible to say it that way, but hashtag COVID silver lining is that many people who realize that they could do things hybrid are looking for companies that are hybrid. I'm not knocking those that aren't. There's some companies that cannot do hybrid. Disney cannot do hybrid. Can't have people helping other people on an amusement ground. But you have the choice. So all of those things that you are doing right now, you have the choice to re-examine, am I having 88% a good time what I'm doing? Okay. And if I'm not, what's the thing that I need to change? I don't recommend that anybody quits anywhere, right? Some people will say, unfortunately, in our field of self-development, there's a lot of people who have been taken advantage of because people are saying, oh, you can, start your own business and do all these things and spend your life savings to do this and this and this. And I find it horrifying hearing the stories of people who have spent $30, $50, $100,000 going to gurus who are, self-development without the ability to carry that through and the steps that needs to take or the know-how to grow and expand a business. So balance, right? So if you're not having a good time at work, don't quit. Just stop first and see if there are things that you can change in your own mind, in your own mindset, in your own way of defining joy at work that you can do first. I'll give you a practical example. Ruth, who asked this question. If you hate the people that you're working with, and you have to work with them, okay, and you can't fire them. I meet so many leaders who say, I would have a great team if I could have been the chooser, if I could have chosen my team, but I inherited this team that just blah, blah, blah. So my point to them is, I don't know. It seems like in every team, you're going to have people who are your go-tos and those people that you just cannot make happy, no matter, even if you offer them more money. It's just the law of teams. So I don't buy that. But if you are not happy with the people that you work with, the first thing you got to do is change you, not them, because you have no control whether they get fired or not. And I promise you, if you try to go down that route, you're the one that's going to feel the pain. So I know this is a tough pill to swallow. And if you're a leader, I'd love to have a conversation with you about this. It's not that you allow everything to happen, whatever they want, but there are other ways before you go down the right up way. So one is, got nothing to do with confronting them, got nothing to do with having a come to Jesus talk, sit down. It has to do with not seeing them the way you've been seeing them. It's called putting on a different pair of glasses. Okay. There is this phenomena in psychology. It's called the Pygmalion effect. And it explains that once you have some data about things, it becomes a filter or a frame or a pair of glasses for the way that you see that person or that situation. It's not personal law. It's just the law. Okay. It is, it's like the law of attraction too. When you see something a certain way, you will continue to see that. It'll grow bigger that way. All right. So if there's someone that you have an issue with at work, it is very likely that the only thing you can see is those things that support your BS belief system about that person. So if you see that person always on the phone, and you one time overheard that they were having a personal call during work hours, and let's say it's the second time you see that, so then the glasses go on. So every time you see that person on the phone, you will automatically see them as doing something that they shouldn't be doing. And what happens is you only let in data that supports your BS, your belief system. There's anyways, it's a organizational psychology. The case study is the Bay of Pigs, but I'm not teaching here at grad school, but I am going to be this fall. By the way, if any of this interests you, you can take a class with me this fall at UCLA. You don't have to be enrolled in the MBA program. I used to teach in that in the Anderson School. They asked me to come back and teach a course on leadership, success, and happiness. And if I have time, I'll pull it up, but just use my assistant Google to go and sign up. I have it on my social as well, Doc Balance on Instagram, Dr. Marissa everywhere else. But these are the kinds of things that I talk about because we are not trained or educated in these things that sabotage our happiness at work, right? And you can use the same principle at home. If your husband, if your significant other, right, has something that he does that drives you crazy, easiest one, toilet seat up. You're not going to see the times he put the toilet seat down. You're only going to see the times that he put the toilet seat up. And so he becomes toilet seat up. And it aggravates you. So you're almost in a constant, you're looking for that. You're looking for people to prove your negative BS belief system correct. And that's just the way we're made. So in order to combat that, I do have a solution. It's called the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. And you can sign up on my drmarissa.life. And the reason why I want you to do this is because if you spend 21 days only looking for the positive things from the people around you, and you are not allowed to complain, and the less you complain, the less you're going to notice those things that are pet peeves, those things that get your goat. This is the exercise that encourages you not to put your goat out to be got. This is the healing of the chip on your shoulder. This is the healing, or you're gonna donate. You're gonna take your pet peeve to the pound, because I guarantee you that if you are a complainer, subconsciously or consciously, you will never enjoy your life. You cannot complain and enjoy your life at the same time. So that's the first major piece of answering the question, how can I enjoy my life more? Stop complaining. And we all know that it is more difficult to stop something than it is to replace. So that's why I'm asking you to replace your complaints with 21-day fast from complaining. Every single day will give you a tip on what to replace your complaint with. The first day is just to notice how much you're complaining, so you have a baseline. The second day is to keep your mouth shut. The third day is to replace the complaint with the gratitude. And every single day, I have something that I ask you to replace complaining with. Are you in? I mean, it's easy. You can just go to, let's see if I can do this, drmarissa.life. And let's just go to, we'll go to a new tab. All right. I'm running out of time. Why does this show always go so fast? I think it goes fast when I have guests, but I think it even goes faster when I'm talking by myself. All right. Just go here. You go to 21-day fast from complaining. Where did I put it? Choose happiness. It's under shop. So this is also a donation for 8 Ways to Happiness, my 501c, $21 a meal. It'll be the best meal you have. If you donate $21 in 21 days, if you have actually done 21 days without complaining, I will double your money. And Dr. Marissa Inc. will give you your money back. It won't come out of the nonprofit. Okay? So that's what you do. You can start it any day. And I know some of us are going to start it on September 1st because it's an easy way to count days, but you don't have to. You can do this anytime. You can do this as a group. You can do this as a competition to see who is going to be a better non-complainer than the other. So that's what I am encouraging you to do as a solution. How do you want to enjoy your life more? The first step is to stop complaining. And that's it for this episode of hashtag Mental Health Matters Monday. The question of the day, the topic is work-life balance. And I told you that there is no such thing, but there is such a thing as practicing balance so you can have more joy, peace, and love in your life. Hopefully, you will sign up for the 21-day fast from complaining. If not, just keep, coming here. And there is always a free subscription on my YouTube channel. But if you'd like more access to me, there are other options. So I'll let you look into those. Thank you so much for being here today. I've got a great packed week. Go to IVAT, Institute of Violence, Abuse and Trauma. I'll be leaving tomorrow and covering that as well. Let's see if I can pull up the course that I'm teaching at UCLA. It starts at the end of September, so you have some time. It is filling up pretty quickly, which is great. And I do have a cap on the class. So I want you to be able to get in, and I will share that screen so you can see. If you use my assistant Google, you'll be able to see that. Leadership series, success and happiness, and there's the course, and there's me, the instructor. So I hope that I see you in class. In the meantime, remember, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa.